Okay, we are back to do dividing rational expressions, and I'm thinking and I hope that this lesson is a pretty quick lesson because it is basically the same as multiplying. So to divide rational expressions, you multiply by the reciprocal of the divisor. So we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of the divisor. So I have changed a couple of these problems. Number one, I have changed to this. So you may, not may, pause the video and rewrite this problem. Then you're going to rewrite this bottom problem as well. So pause and rewrite those two problems. Sorry, there's quite a bit of glare on that one. Let me try to fix it. What happened? No. Why did we get disconnected? Pause, I'll fix it. Okay, fixed it. And what I was saying was, I need you to rewrite number one, cross out number two, rewrite number three. Okay, so reciprocal of the divisor. This guy, this second fraction is your divisor. Reciprocal is just a fancy way of saying flip the fraction. So multiply by the reciprocal of the divisor means you're going to flip the second fraction. Flip the second fraction. So what we're really doing is x minus 5 over x squared minus 25 times x over x plus 3. You literally take this second fraction and you flip it. You put what's in the bottom in the top and what's in the top in the bottom. First fraction stays exactly the same. Second fraction, you got to flip it. And now, this is exactly what we did last time. We're going to extend our fraction line. We're going to factor anything that needs to be factored, and in this case, x squared minus 25 needs to be factored. Then we're going to write it as one big old long fraction and simplify what is in the top and in the bottom. So in the top, we have x minus 5 times x. And it really does look better if we put that x on the front. So I'm just basically putting those two things together, but moving this to the front. Hopefully, we factored these so much you guys don't even need to go over to Desmos. You feel pretty confident about what this factors to. So we are going to have x plus 5, x minus 5, and x plus 3 in the denominator. So x squared minus 25 factors to x plus 5 and x minus 5. And now we simplify. X minus 5s are the only thing that simplify out in this problem. In the top, in the numerator, we have x. In the denominator, we have x plus 5 times x plus 3. And that is our final answer. In Canvas, we would type in just x for our numerator. And for our denominator, we would type in those two binomials exactly as you see them with no spaces. Okay, next up, we skip number 2. We're going to go to number 3. To make this guy a fraction, we need to write our fraction line and put 1 as a placeholder in the bottom. We're going to factor everything that needs to be factored. And then we're going to take this second fraction and we're going to flip it. So just to keep everything really clear, I'm going to rewrite this as the multiplication problem it is. So this is x squared minus x minus 6 over x plus 4 multiplied by x squared minus 6x plus 9 over, oops, oh, teacher, what are you doing? I got lost because Alexa just told me somebody's at the front door. Okay, really, we're multiplying by 1 over x squared minus 6x plus 9. We can change this to our big ol' long fraction now and do the factoring that we need to do. So we need to factor the top left and the bottom right. So I'm going to rewrite the big long fraction line. So when we're done, what we'll end up simplifying will look like this. So to factor these, I typically go to Desmos. I have an x squared minus x minus 6. X-intercepts on that guy. I'm going to have to zoom out a little. Are -2 and +3. So I'm going to write those down on my paper now and just stay on the Desmos screen. And the next thing that I need to factor is a minus 6x plus 9. Oh, it's one of these weird guys. So back here on our paper, I have two binomials, the parentheses for two binomials written here, but on Desmos, I'm only getting a +3. So do you guys remember what we do? This is going to turn into a -3 and a -3. It must have been a multiplicity or a duplicate. So now we can simplify. Man, we're not getting very lucky on these problems because on this one we only have one factor that simplifies again, and that is the x minus 3. So our final answer is brain lapse, x plus 2 in the numerator, and our denominator is x plus 4 and x minus 3. So for the numerator in Canvas, you would type in x plus 2, or you could use parentheses x plus 2. For this, you don't multiply it out, you just keep it like that. And then you, that's it. I'm a little distracted because I was realizing as I was writing out the answer for this, that this is written backward. And really, I'm pretty sure that I need to flip these. So, please don't murder me. I apologize very much. So these need to be different. So sorry. This is what happens when you change problems. So in the top, we needed to have plus 6x minus 16, and in the bottom we needed to have plus 3x minus 40. I'm pretty sure that's what I intended. Okay, so then when we flip this fraction, it'll look like what I had you write down in the first place. I'm going to rewrite it as the multiply. I would imagine that lots of you guys are going to skip this step once you're actually doing it on your own and just factor them when you rewrite them. So this is what we should be doing. The problem started out as a divide, and what we end up with is this multiply. So we had to flip this fraction. Now we need to factor, and I'm going to pause, and I'm not going to pause, sorry, you're going to pause, and I want you to, without me, go and find all of your factors. I'm going to set them up so that you know what it looks like. You go and find all of these factors. So you need to factor the top right, bottom left, and bottom right. So you guys pause, use Desmos if you need to, and factor all these out. Okay, what I am getting is x minus 6, x plus 8, x minus 5, x minus 5, x minus 6, x plus 8, and then x minus 2. I believe that is the correct factorization for these things. So now we simplify. Okay, do we have an x minus 6? Yep, those cancel. X plus 8, yep, those cancel. And an x minus 5. So in the top, we have nothing. But we can't put 0 because we didn't really cancel things out and get rid of them. We need to use a placeholder. So what we really should have in the top is 1. And in the bottom, x minus 2. So all of that big old thing, this big problem that it started as, simplifies down to 1 over x minus 2. Now, I forgot to mention in the last lesson that one of the problems ends up like this, and you need to remember to use 1 as your placeholder. So from the last quiz, if you got one wrong and you couldn't figure out what was going wrong, it might have been this issue, that the numerator needed to be 1, not 0, and the denominator needed to be a binomial. So I'm going to zoom out as much as I can, and I'm just going to recap what we did here. I apologize for changing so many of the problems, but I think that that'll be better for you once you go to do your quiz. Your quiz is very similar to the one that you had last time. You might have a multiple choice, and then most of them will be fill in the numerator and the denominator. The key on this guy is to leave the first fraction alone. You never change the first fraction. You just keep it as it is. And then that second fraction, you gotta flip him. So in all of these problems, first fraction stayed the same. Second fraction, you gotta flip. and then you do exactly what we did in the last lesson. You multiply them straight across and cross out the common factors. Okay, hopefully that is enough to help you. I haven't been in the classroom for the last 2 lessons, so if you have questions, email me. If you're an in-class student, I am happy to answer any questions when I see you guys again on Monday. And if there are lots of questions, I will record them and post them for the distance learners on Monday. Okay, that's it, guys.